your host, Miss KK, and this is the way. So today we are going to explore the post I saw on Instagram about Sanlam giving customers an opportunity to be able to convert group life covers into individual life insurance that as a consumer you will be able to continue paying towards and eventually pay out when the insured event happens, eventually without it being affected by your employment status. Why I actually think this is important is because group life covers are an affordable way for you to get covered. Because if you think about it, the way group life covers work, it's normally a condition of employment for many employers. Just like medical aid and pension fund, when you join your employer during induction week, they will tell you that, at this company, you are required to be part of this group life cover. Your contribution per month is going to be this much. We are going to be deducting it on your pay slip. Please sign this form and also nominate who your dependents are going to be on this insurance cover, so that when eventually you passed away someday and you're still in employment with us, we can then pay this money over to the right dependent. And because the group is made up of very different individuals with different risk profile, they are younger members, they are older members, they are healthier members, they are, not so healthier members, they are male, they are female, they tend to be a spread in terms of the risk, which results in the lower premium. So if you were to compare a cover under group life and a cover under individual cover, the group life is likely to be cheaper. But the only problem, just like with many other things that are linked to your employer, as soon as you leave this employment, you lose that benefit of being covered. Regardless of how many years you've contributed to this, as long as you leave this employment, you are no longer going to be able to claim any benefit under this insurance, because the insured event is your death, and by the time you left employment, of course, you wouldn't have died. So what this change is saying is that now imagine you had recently just changed employment and you need to now start over by getting a new cover. If you then join an employer that doesn't have a cover, for example, what you are forced to is going to take an independent cover in your own personal capacity. But a cover that you are taking out 5 years down the line is likely to be a lot more expensive than the cover you would have taken out earlier, because you would have been younger, your health profile would have been probably a lot healthier in most instances. Therefore, having the ability to take that group life cover and convert it in an individual cover that you can be able then to continue in perpetuity, I think it's something worth considering. So then, how do you then find out whether your employer has group life cover or you are eligible for this? What you can do is you could call up your employer and ask if you guys had group life cover, and they can give you the details to help you convert this. Or you can check one of your payslip. It's normally a contribution as a deduction on your payslip. Sometimes you contribute by yourself. Sometimes you contribute a portion. Your employer contributes a portion that goes towards this cover. So those are the main two ways to be able to actually, see if you actually had group life cover at your company. That's why people that normally dies in employment tend to be buried relatively easier, because we say no, the employer actually covered most of the cost, but technically speaking, the employer didn't cover the cost. The employer just put in a claim under the group life cover and dispersed the funds to the family members, and the family members were then able to use that fund to actually cater for the needs of the funeral. So what I want you to take out of this video is that if you recently just changed employment and your new employer doesn't have if a group life cover, you can call up Sanlam and ask them how long should your change in employment have been. Do they maybe say you must have changed jobs in the last 6 months, or do they maybe say you must have changed jobs in the last 3 weeks? Find the details of that and see if your new employer actually has a group life. If they have, you perhaps might not need it, but if they don't, you might want to leverage of the group life that you have to convert and leverage that in your personal cover. So I'm really having this conversation about insurance because COVID had really brought light to insurance. We saw sudden loss of family members, and we started all of a sudden thinking if these family members had adequately provided for their family and dependents that they are leaving behind. I've also seen a lot of young professionals that are getting with insurance, or that are getting exposed to insurance for the first time when they are taking out houses, when they are taking out cars, and they are not fully aware of what they're signing up. So that's why I continue to shed light more on this topic, although it's uncomfortable. I hope as I bring more and more videos, you actually learn something and you go and revisit your insurance. If anything, your insurance needs to be changing to reflect the changes in your lifestyle. Remember, there are events that can trigger you to reevaluate your insurance cover. Things like such as getting married, things like losing a parent. You can't continue now paying for your parents' cover if your parents are deceased, to be able to make sure that that parent who is deceased, who you've claimed, has now been removed from the insurance cover so that you don't actually then get into trouble at some stage, and so many other factors. All I'm saying is that we need to have this conversation in order for us to make informed decisions. This is all I had from today's discussion. If this is the type of content that you'd like, please give us a thumbs up, a like, a comment, and share the videos with your friends and family. That way you help us continue to engage and bringing you relevant content. Until next time, it is goodbye.